In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate and introduce to you the Google Cloud Platform. We'll be using the console quite a bit throughout this course. So let me go ahead and in fact navigate to the console. So I'm going to say it's Google console, and here it is. So it's console.cloud.google.com. Okay, so this is the URL, and you have to make sure that you're already logged on with your account. Okay, otherwise it's going to ask you to log on to your Gmail account and then use the same to connect to the Google Cloud. If you don't have an account, then you need to create an account at Google Cloud. And of course, you can set up a free trial account. It does ask you for a credit card. So go ahead and just simply do a free trial if this is your first time. And they give you $300 on credit and 60 days left of your free trial. And after that, they'll start charging you. So once you're logged on, this is what it's going to look like, the Google Cloud Platform. I can, of course, dismiss the message here. Perfect. Pretty straightforward. The products and services is this toggle bar. So if I click on the toggle, it gives me various options, brings up a menu. And this is something that we'll be using quite a bit, right, as we progress through this course. But in this lesson, I just want to demonstrate and show you some of the main key features of the interface itself. So of course, we have our home icon, we have the API manager, we have our billing, we have a cloud launcher, support, and I am an admin. So I'm going to show you the key features here. In other words, key tools, okay? And then as I progress through different lessons, I'll be explaining each one of these in greater details. But more importantly, first, let me in fact go back to my dashboard here. So I want to talk about the dashboard. The dashboard shows you the status of your projects, the App Engine, any errors, billing, the status and resources, and so on. So if I scroll down, notice I can explore other services, I can check out some news, and of course get trial support as well. So let me scroll up. So my projects shows me the current project that I'm working on. My resources include the App Engine, the cloud storage, any instances, and so on. And from here, I can navigate to any one of these cards and take a look at the status. So dashboard is just simply displaying you what's going on. Okay. The activity tab on the left, navigation, shows you all the activity that you've done so far. Okay. So like today, for example, these are the items listed were completed by myself. And I can click on this project, or if there's another project, I can take a look at that. And of course, take a look at the activity of both of these projects. So let's go back to our dashboard. Perfect. Now let me go ahead and go back to our products and services. So this is where the menu comes up, and I want to show you the admin area. So where it says I am an admin, click on this and it will take you to the admin page. This is where I can add users, remove users, allow access to other users to work on these projects as well. Now within my admin area, if I click on all projects, it will list out different projects that I've created so far. And of course, there are two that you see on the list. First one is Pack Delivery, and the other one is Syed with my own name. So for example, if I click on the project called Syed, it'll come up with the details of this project, and it shows me the Compute Engine default services account, the APIs, if any, and App Engine default services account, as well as roles and permissions are also listed. I can navigate to settings, service account, labels, and quotas for this as well. Okay, so the all projects again just shows you different projects that you've created so far. So let's go back. Next, I want to show you the compute section here. This is something that we'll be using quite a bit, because once we start creating apps and then we distribute them, we create images, we use up Docker later on. I'll show you how that's done, and so on. So the compute area is something that we'll be using quite a bit. So for example, if I click on the compute engine, it'll bring up all of the VM instances that I can work with. I can work with disks, snapshots, images, and so on. So at this point, I've not created any instance, something that we will be creating in subsequent lessons. But compute engine is pretty important. We'll be using this quite a bit. All right, let's go back. Next is our container engine. Okay, now we'll be using Docker for containers or containerization for our apps. You can use Google as well. So I'm going to click on container engine just to show you that at this point there are no clusters, and the container registry also does not have anything at this point. Okay, but it does give you a little bit of heads up on what the container registry is. So it says Google Container Registry provides secure, private Docker repository storage on Google Cloud Platform. And of course, you can also use the G-Cloud to push repositories to your registry right from your own desktop. If you're using Google SDK desktop version, you can deploy apps right from your desktop to the container registry. So I'm going to demonstrate maybe both, in fact, in subsequent lessons, how to use Docker and of course our SDK as well. So let's go back to our products and services, and next are some of the options such as your networking, your storage, your data store, for example. We'll show you any entities that you've created so far. Okay, let's go back. I'm going to show you one more thing. I want to show you the development area. These are the tools that we can use to connect to our GitHub resources. So for example, if you need to connect to a sample repository on Git, you can always use the source code area and connect and go to repositories, and it will show you the repositories that are already listed. So you can go ahead and create repositories and so on. So I'll be showing you all of these things, but in this lesson, once again, I just want to demonstrate some of the basic concepts. All right, perfect. So on the left is our products and services. All right, and then on the top right, one of the options is to activate Google Cloud Shell. This shell allows us to input commands and then create instances, take a look at anything that we want to do within our cloud platform. So if I click on this icon here, it says activate Google Cloud Shell. Notice on the bottom it brings up and it provisions for the shell machine. And once it's connected, it's going to give me a prompt and I can start entering commands within my shell. Shell is very important. In the next lesson, I'm going to talk about what this shell is and how does it work, what are some of the commands. But right now, just so you know that the tool is available here. And of course, our feedback and help and notifications is part of the menu. So just to recap quickly, the most important tool is your Google shell. Okay, let me close this for now. Come back to that. So here's the shell icon. And of course, our toggle products and services that we can take a look at. I can always click on home, and this will take me back to the home page or to my dashboard. So that's all really to the cloud platform. So once we start working and diving deep into this course, you'll be comfortable with most of these tools. In fact, once we do a project, and then we start off with a project from scratch, I'll show you how to create apps, how to deploy them, containerize them, create clusters, and everything else that you need to know. You will understand the Google Cloud Platform much better towards the end of the course. So take a look at this, create a Google account, play with it, explore some of these tools that are available, read about them, and as a practice task, in fact, this is your homework, okay? So consider this as your homework, creating a console.cloud.google account, right? Just go to this URL, click on free trial, and connect to your cloud platform. So I hope this helps. Practice, and let's move to the next lesson.